President Donald Trump's threat of new tariffs on America's three biggest trading partners is now a reality.
Yeah, just after midnight, the president imposed 25% tariffs on Mexican and Canadian imports, as we've been reporting, and even doubled the tariff on Chinese products to 20%. Our Lisa Adams is joining us here in the studio tonight. Lisa, you checked into Erie-based Logistics Plus, where the news is hitting their customers hard.
And the company is a top freight brokerage and warehousing provider, so retaliatory tariffs will hurt too.
Yes, good evening. They certainly will. Logistics Plus customers are U.S. importers and exporters. Officials at the global business based right here in Erie say it is the U.S. importers who will feel those tariffs first, and consumers like us won't be far behind.
The last time this happened a month ago, it was stopped at the last minute, and we were kind of hoping for that reprieve again, but we didn't get it.
Gretchen Blau, customs brokerage manager at Logistics Plus, thought our neighbors had met President Trump's demands to stave off new tariffs. But just after midnight, 25% tariffs for Canada and Mexico and another 10% for Chinese goods took effect.
It mainly impacts our customers, the importers, because the importers into the United States are paying these tariffs. Canada isn't paying them, Mexico isn't paying them. It's the importers into the U.S.
And Blau said it's not as simple as saying buy American.
A lot of things produced here in the United States are produced with foreign components, and 40% of our imports are from Canada, Mexico, and China. So that cost is going to be passed along to the consumer eventually.
Blau said it's impossible for importers to calculate their landed costs. Canadian lumber for housing, one example.
There's timber that's coming in from Canada, for example, for construction this summer, and maybe a price quote was given to the importer's customers, and now that price quote is totally and completely off because there's an additional 25% on that lumber.
And the new 10% tariff on goods from China, some that can't be found elsewhere, layers on to existing tariffs, so higher consumer prices are expected to follow.
We're looking at, in some cases, 45% tariffs, in addition to the normal duties and tariffs that were already on those goods.
Now, you'll remember early in his first administration, President Donald Trump signed USMCA, the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement, to replace NAFTA, which he said was a bad trade deal. Now, that made a virtual duty-free deal with these three countries. Gretchen Blau said she's not sure what the president is trying to accomplish through these tariffs. If it is to bring more manufacturing back to the U.S., that certainly won't happen overnight. We'll see what President Trump has to say about this in his joint address tonight.